Hi, I'm Faye. I'm a musician and music teacher. I play guitar for singers, songwriters and in bands. I occasionally write music within that, so I might end up having to write a piece of music for a certain project, or I may be going into a studio and having to record. Also within that, because sometimes music work can be what's called seasonal, so it would be one part of the year. I do a different job in a different part of the year. So in the summer, I tend to stage manage at festivals. On an average working day for me, usually, funny enough, I'm an early riser for a musician, which is uncommon. So I wake up quite early. I usually log on, I check my email, I also check my Google Calendar. In the morning, I might be teaching at school, and then when I come back after 12, I could be working on a piece of music for a project, if that's what I'm doing, or I'd be practicing songs for a set list, and then I tend to teach a couple of students privately in the afternoon. So that would be like a weekday. On a Friday, Saturday, most of the time that will be getting ready to go to a gig and then playing a gig. When I was studying at school, I suppose I didn't have many favourite subjects. The particular ones I was drawn to were art and graphic design. So I was really just anything creative that I could throw my hands at. I absolutely lacked up. I didn't study music at school. I studied it outside of school and then continued that into college and further education. I used the internet when I was at school, so I watched a lot of videos before YouTube. I got my hands on books and stuff, and I just played guitar every day when I came back. And then I went to college, and we were really lucky we had a music tech programme. And then I topped it up with a digital music production qualification, which is kind of similar to an A-level. So I ended up being quite production heavy, and that's kind of how I learnt music, through resources online and my A-levels. And then I went on to music college and then music university after that. Getting into a career in music, when you ask people, it's not a straight path. So when I was at music college, I performed in a band, we wrote our own music, we toured, we got quite popular. Unfortunately, like bands do, it kind of fizzled out because people went on to do different things. And at that point I went into a function band. So I used to play sort of across the southwest of England quite a bit within my function band. And then alongside doing the function band, I used to do a bit of teaching on the side, and I started doing some music leading within the community. And then I went on to university, went on from the band stuff to doing acoustic gigs, and then I just made a name for myself in that industry. And then alongside that, I got offered the opportunity to work at a festival as a stagehand, got invited back next year, and then started shadowing and training alongside a stage manager. So I just said yes to things, and yeah, like I didn't know what the experience was or what I'd learned from it, but I've learned so much and gotten so much opportunity that my working year is just very different, with all these different little projects and jobs that come in throughout the year. I'd say my biggest inspiration would be Jennifer Batten. She's the biggest female guitarist in the world. She's just absolutely paved the way for female guitarists. The highlight of my career was I got to meet her and chat to her, and yeah, she still plays guitar now, well into her retirement, which is fantastic. And then followed closely is Jeff Beck. Again, he's a fantastic guitarist. And then for the acoustic side of things, guitarists like Mike Dawes, but there are many influences, just listening to music every day. I'm quite an avid reader. The particular book I'm reading at the moment is Your Money or Your Life, and it's just about understanding your finances, and it just sort of talks about money and ways to approach that. As a freelancer, you have to be quite wary of your time because you trade your time to be paid. So this book is a particularly good book to get me thinking about that. We're going to be writing a piece of music and doing some sound design. The piece of music is going to be about the 4 seasons. So you're going to have a little snippet each where you'll be writing and creating sounds that represent each season. And then as the composition goes through, we'll go from autumn into winter, into spring, into summer. So each section will have a different piece of music and sound design to represent each season as we go through the whole composition.